I gotta say, I'm very excited to talk about this movie. I watched it earlier, and it was just an absolute blast from start to finish. Elsie, I'll start with you, and then Amiah. I mean, you've been in the horror genre for a little bit now, but what was it about My Best Friend's Exorcism for both of you that really caught your interest to want to be a part of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think like if I, initially, the book title and book cover like really caught my eye. But, sort of upon reading the book too, I really like that it does mix genres a lot. And, it is a horror film, but it's kind of not a horror film first, which I like. I like stuff that really feels like it has the freedom to go where it needs to go for the story and not be confined by like one genre.
Yeah, there are multiple genres in it, and I think that's so fun to be a part of and so fun to watch. It appeals to, more people. So it's more people to watch it and more people that can love it. But yeah, I was really excited because of how challenging my role was. I had a lot of difficult scenes, and I've always strived to become a better actress with every project that I sign on to, and I knew that this would do that. So I was really excited about that.
Now, a lot of times when actors have to dive into possession type roles where they turn to the dark side, some find it fun, some find it a little challenging. I know that you mentioned it was challenging as a whole, but diving into that particular aspect, did you find that fun, or did you find that a little more challenging to do?
I found it fun because I used that to kind of release all of my built up anger and sadness and everything that I kind of have kept to myself, and all those scenes where I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, I could just release all of that, so it was fun, but I also did take it seriously and wanted to do a good job. So I think it was the perfect balance because, especially considering the tone of the movie.
Yeah, that tone, it's a very fine tone, but it works just right. Now with a film like this as well, where we have emotional stakes and all these characters, the chemistry is really important for us to feel. And I felt it with everybody in this film. But what was it like for both of you, developing it with one another as well as with everybody else in the film?
I mean, I think it came really naturally for sort of all of us. I mean, certainly for me and Amiah, like right off the bat, we like soul bonded. It was crazy that, but I mean, even Rachel and Kathy and Clayton and everyone, it was just a really lovely group of people. And I think that's so important for any project that you're making. And, cuts your work right in half, makes it way easier.
Yeah. And it was fun too because we all hung out on the weekends. We went to drive-in movies. What else did we do? We went to the aquarium. Fun. Yeah, we did all kinds of stuff. So yeah, we really all bonded and we got really close at the end of it.
Now, when I had talked with, oh my goodness, my brain's already blanking. Kathy and Rachel?
Rachel.
Yes,
yeah. Rachel.
Okay. Sorry. It's like I said, it's already been a long one.
It's been a long one. I feel you.
But when I was speaking with them earlier, they were talking about having movie nights and everything together, and how you were all given a watch list of things to help get you prepared for this one. And then they mentioned that you didn't get through much of it, but I mean, had you already seen a good amount of the movies that were on the watch list prior?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest sort of thing that would have been on the watch list was like The Exorcist. And I think that was kind of a must see just because even based off the title and the content of our movie, is going to draw some sort of immediate comparisons. But I think Damon had suggested a lot of John Hughes movies, like Molly Ringwald in Pretty in Pink. Her whole like character and sort of her style was definitely a big inspiration for Abby. And also like Heathers, I think tonally is very similar. So yeah.
That's definitely a good blend right there. I can certainly, now that you mention it, I can see Pretty in Pink Molly Ringwald in your character.
Yeah.
But before I let you go, I'm also curious, with this time period, did you put together playlists for yourselves or for one another to really help get you in the mindset when you would come into the set every day to film?
I never actually made like an official playlist for Abby, which is it's terrible because I usually do it, and I find them very helpful, but I tried not to listen too much to 80s music actually for hers, because I wanted her character to feel very like visceral, and I think for myself, if I had like immersed myself too much in sort of like the sensationalized 80s, it could have come across a little more flat. So honestly, I listened to like Weezer did a Van Halen tribute album called Van Weezer, and I listened to the crap out of that because I thought that was a great sort of blend of like now and back in the old days. So
And then
Yeah,
Amiah,
and I listen to 80s music all the time. I love that era of music. But yeah, I made a playlist. I was listening when I read the script the first night, I started listening to 80s music because I wanted the part. So I made a playlist, and then I searched on Spotify while we were filming, and there was already my best friend's Exorcism playlist. I was like,
that you're so
perfect.
smart for that. I didn't even think of that. Wow.
We have a lot of fans of the book.
I suppose there are.
that's interesting. I'll have to go look for that playlist myself after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like all the movies, all the songs we used in the movie. So they knew what they were doing.
That's
so
perfect. Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to chat. I really do appreciate it. I had, like I said, a blast with this film. I can't wait to spread the word about it. I think horror genre fans and even just John Hughes fans in general are going to really love this film. So I hope you all have a good rest of your week.